Est-ce que là ça... Oui, là ça marche. Oui, ça marchait plus parce qu'effectivement j'ai refait mon setup. Et donc du coup, ça a été un bordel. Ah là là, c'est le bordel. Je me suis couché à 6 h du matin. J'ai refait toute ma pièce gaming. Là, vous pouvez pas trop voir parce qu'il y a le fond vert. Mais peut-être que prochainement, on fera des streams sans fond vert. Parce que je suis en train de changer pas mal de choses. Mais on n'y est pas encore. Bonsoir à tous les amis, j'espère que vous allez bien. Je suis très heureux de vous retrouver pour ce nouveau live. Bonsoir New GTA 6, bonsoir Reda, bonsoir Théo, bonsoir mon Alex, bonsoir David, bonsoir Slux, bonsoir à la team des viewers de l'ombre. Bonsoir. Je suis pas mute là. Mais Alex, ça fait déjà 5 minutes que je me suis démute. Mais Alex, il faut suivre Alex, hein. Il faut suivre. Bonsoir à tous les amis, en tout cas. Ça fait extrêmement plaisir de vous retrouver pour ce nouveau live, pour cette nouvelle soirée ensemble, pour cette nouvelle semaine, pour cette nouvelle année. Bonne année à ceux qui n'étaient pas là hier, puisqu'on a repris les lives effectivement hier soir, toujours sur Noire. Et donc voilà, là c'est l'objectif des prochains jours, des prochains jours de ce soir et de vendredi soir. C'est de terminer Noire. Comme ça, on peut passer au premier jeu de 2025 la semaine prochaine. Je vais pouvoir vous montrer un petit peu le planning. Salut Nico, bienvenue. Bienvenue. Installez-vous tranquillement les amis. Je suis en train de vous préparer deux petits trucs là, voilà, notamment ça là. Tac. Hop, tac. Hop, si je me fais ça là, est-ce que... Ouais, ça marche, voilà. Comme à chaque fois les amis, petit rituel. On fait le point sur le planning. Comme je vous l'ai dit, ce soir, on continue Noire. On attaque, comment ça s'appelle, la brigade des incendies criminels. Moi j'étais arrivé en fin de live, je faisais autre chose. Il n'y a pas de souci Ruben. Alors t'as peut-être pas eu le temps de rattraper le replay qui est disponible depuis ce matin. Mais en tout cas voilà, on va continuer. Et donc du coup, demain, off. Et vendredi, on reprend et on terminera sans doute Noire. Hein. Je pense qu'on va terminer. J'adore tes vidéos, elles sont géniales. Continue, j'adore ton contenu. Bah, merci beaucoup, New GTA 6. Ça fait plaisir. Salut personne. Bienvenue. Et donc, du coup, vendredi, on terminera sans doute Noire. Et ça, ce sont les prochains jeux qui arriveront au cours de janvier-février. On va attaquer The Getaway. The Getaway, pour ceux qui connaissent pas, c'est un petit peu, on va dire, un GTA-like qui a été fait par London Studio de PlayStation, qui date de 2002, je crois. 2002 ou 2004 The Getaway. PS2. 2002. Et la suite 2004 ou 2006. 2004, c'est ça. Putain, mais j'ai une mémoire, mamma mia. Merci de Montpellier. Oh, de Montpellier. J'y vais souvent, Montpellier. À peine arrivé, je dois manger à tout de suite. Bon appétit. C'est quand tu nous présentes ton livre et le nouveau mag. Mais qu'est-ce qui vous dit qu'il y a un nouveau mag? Le livre, j'espère courant janvier. Vraiment. J'espère courant janvier. Et donc du coup voilà, salut Enzo. Voilà un petit peu les jeux qui vont vous attendre, sachant que je pense que Uncharted en une semaine c'est bouclé, hein. Je pense qu'on va faire 3-4 lives dessus. J'ai toujours pas eu la notif, mais je pense que c'est les notifs qui bug. C'est pour ça, n'hésitez pas à me suivre sur Instagram, parce que du coup je l'annonce toujours sur Twitter et sur Insta. Comme ça vous êtes sûr de ne pas rater les annonces de stream. Et salut, c'est Jouro. Donc du coup je disais ouais, Uncharted et The Getaway, combien de temps on met pour mettre The Getaway? Je ne sais pas du tout. Ça doit être une dizaine d'heures de jeu, je pense. Ah, 12 heures quand même, hein. 12 heures quand même. On risque de faire 4-5 lives dessus quand même. 4 lives sûrs. Et donc du coup voilà un petit peu ce qui nous attend à partir de la semaine prochaine. Aujourd'hui vous avez eu du contenu les amis. Vous avez eu du contenu sur ma chaîne perso. Vous avez eu le deuxième épisode de l'Expresso du JV dédié à Mafia 4. Voilà, vous avez déjà 900 vues en 8 heures, incroyable, franchement incroyable. Content que le format vous plaise, content que vous kiffiez. Donc n'hésitez pas à y aller, le contenu est disponible. Bien entendu, le contenu de la Switch 2 est lui aussi disponible depuis le début de semaine. Et ensuite sur Rockstar Mag, vous avez eu forcément le gros récap d'une demi-heure sur tout ce que l'on sait sur GTA 6 à ce jour. Et donc du coup, avec aussi également mes infos, enfin pas mes infos, mais mon avis en tout cas sur les dernières déclarations de Jason Schreier et sur l'avis des développeurs. L'avis des développeurs qui ont confirmé sur les réseaux sociaux que GTA 6 serait maintenu pour 2025 et je vous explique en quoi il faut pas trop prendre ça pour argent comptant. Donc voilà un petit peu. Donc voilà, il est vraiment stylé ce nouveau logo. Le nouveau logo, lequel? De l'Expresso? De l'Expresso du JV? Parce que si c'est de l'Expresso du JV, en vrai il y a une très très grosse référence, hein. Il y a une très très grosse référence en vrai, hein. Et je ne sais pas si vous l'avez vu. Est-ce que je peux le retrouver? Ah, de Rockstar Mag. Ah ok. Bah, sur Rockstar Mag, ouais, je trouve qu'il est vraiment bien. C'est vrai que bah il faut se mettre dans l'ambiance, hein. Il faut se mettre dans l'ambiance, hein. Donc et l'Expresso en fait à la base, l'Expresso, voilà, petit moment Easter eggs. Mais en gros, l'Expresso du JV. Tac, l'Expresso du JV. Où est-ce que je peux, voilà. Est-ce que je vais pouvoir, voilà, l'Expresso du JV. En fait, il y a une très très grosse ref pour ceux qui ne le savent pas. Et puisque personne m'en a parlé, je pense que personne ne le sait, personne ne l'a vu. Bah, c'est très subtil, hein. Mais en gros, faudrait faire un classement des logos Rockstar Mag. C'est vrai qu'on va commencer à avoir une belle collection de logos maintenant, hein. Entre les logos du 10e anniversaire, les logos pour Red Dead, les logos pour GTA 6, etc. Mais du coup, le logo, c'est celui-ci en fait. C'est Beam Machine, qui est le logo que l'on a forcément dans GTA. Et ben c'est le même logo. C'est le même logo. Salut Eternal Sky. Tu as commencé un peu plus tôt, 2 minutes plus tôt. 2 minutes plus tôt ce soir. Mais du coup voilà, la référence, l'Easter eggs de l'Expresso, ce sont les mêmes couleurs, etc. Et voilà, je crois que j'ai mis mes couleurs un peu plus jaunes ici. Mais voilà, en gros c'est un petit peu la référence de l'Expresso du JV, comme ça vous savez maintenant. Donc voilà. Alors, pourquoi ça se lance pas? Ça marchait tout à l'heure il y a 5 minutes, hein. Du coup ce soir les amis, au programme, on continue donc. Et il est noir. Ah. Va pas me faire mentir, hein, ça marchait tout à l'heure. Tac. Ah non, non, je commence toujours à 20h Eternal Sky. Hop là. Qu'est-ce qui se passe avec le... Tac. Pourquoi il veut pas... Tac, 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 tac. On relance. Salut Ketur. Non mais c'est une blague. J'ai refait tout le setup. J'ai refait tout le setup cette nuit. Et j'ai tout réinstallé. Et j'ai tout testé. J'ai tout testé là avant le live. Il y a tout qui marchait. Et là, d'un coup, en fait, je viens de voir que maintenant... Mais genre vraiment, quand je dis que tout marchait... Et là, je viens de voir que maintenant, ça marche plus. Je suis dégoûté. Tac. Pourquoi ça marche plus? Ah! Voilà, mais c'est les boîtiers d'acquisition qui sont toujours, capricieux. Mais ça y est. Hop. Tac. Il n'était pas là hier soir. On a terminé la brigade des mœurs. La brigade des mœurs qui, du coup... Hop. Et du coup, vous n'avez pas le son non plus? Si. C'est moi qui n'ai pas le son. Oh, madame, mais je suis con, il n'y a pas de son. Je suis con. Hop. Voilà, tout le monde a le son, c'est bon. Moi aussi j'ai le son. On est bien. Hop là. Donc pour ceux qui n'étaient pas là hier soir, effectivement, on a terminé la brigade des mœurs. Qu'est-ce que ça signifie? Ça signifie que Cole Phelps a été rétrogradé parce qu'il a été infidèle. Il a trompé sa meuf, ce con. Et donc du coup, il a été rétrogradé dans la brigade des incendies criminels. Et donc bah, les brigades des incendies criminels, c'est un peu moins la fête du slip, hein. C'est moins prestigieux que les mœurs. Les mœurs, c'est un petit peu, on va dire, c'est un petit peu, on va dire, le haut du panier. Et là c'est trop bien parce que du coup on revoit la cinématique. Et donc normalement là les enquêtes de la brigade des incendies, ça va assez vite, hein. C'est pour ça que je vous dis, à mon avis, vendredi le jeu est terminé.
Okay, everyone, keep it down. Cole Phelps joins the arson squad today. How'd you like porking that German whore, Phelps? Phelps is up before a review board in December. Until then, he works the arson desk. End of story. Phelps.
Yes, sir.
I don't care what you did or didn't do, Phelps. I hear you're a good case man. But if you fuck up on my detail, I'll have you out of here before your feet touch the ground. Do we have an understanding?
Yes, sir.
Cap, we don't want a fucking rat like Phelps. Can it, Tilden? Phelps, I'm partnering you with Herschel Biggs.
I don't do partners. You know that, Cap.
You do now, Biggs. Social basket cases like you two should get along just fine. Biggs will show you the ropes, Phelps.
This is arson. There are no ropes.
It shouldn't take long, then. Start with these two. House fires. 326 South Kenmore Avenue. Steffen's family was out of town when it happened. Then go to 4414 Rosewood, family by the name of Sawyer. Fire brigade will be on location.
Are they suspicious, Captain?
That's for you to find out, detective. Now get out of here. Both of you.
Eh ben c'est parti. Notre carrière au sein de la brigade des incendies criminels débute. Alors déjà on est dans un bureau beaucoup moins prestigieux, hein. On n'est plus à Hollywood là. On est, je sais pas où on se situe là. C'est la sortie. Ah ouais. Ah ouais, on n'est pas dans le même. On n'a pas la même voiture non plus, hein. Alors. Eh ben on va commencer par les Stephens. Je vais te laisser conduire mon petit Biggs. Quel peut être le sort de Phelps dans cette situation au sein de la police, sachant qu'il va passer à la commission? Est-ce que c'est la prison? Alors la prison non, mais il peut tout perdre.
How long have you been working arson?
We gonna do the small talk thing now? Talk baseball, exchange addresses? I don't think so. Feeling down, hotshot? Need a buddy? I'll look somewhere else.
Waouh, l'ambiance est incroyable. Non, mais là, ce qu'il peut faire, c'est perdre tout en fait. Perdre son taf, perdre l'estime de ses collègues, tout perdre en fait. D'où le fait que voilà, ne Ne trompez pas vos partenaires. L'infidélité, c'est mal, les amis.
There isn't much left.
There never is if the job's done properly.
You think it was deliberate?
Nah, that's real pain in her face. They would have moved out the things they care about if this was insurance. There's no mileage in this. Hello, Mike.
Hey, Hirsch. Cap this one.
Yeah, Mike Brannigan, Cole Phelps. It's okay, Brannigan. His name may be dog shit, but there's none on his hand.
No offense, Phelps.
None taken.
Oh, l'ambiance.
The fire started late last night. Steffen's family at Catalina Island. Won some kind of competition. Looks like the only thing they ever won in their lives. And they come home to this.
Putain, ça doit être horrible, t'imagines, tout le monde sait que t'es un chien qui a trompé ta meuf.
Everything they own, including the
personne
house, is not
t'estime.
a pile of rubble.
Where are they sleeping?
In the car. It's lucky the whole block didn't burn
Bah
down.
ça se fait pas, ce qui se fait pas c'est tromper sa meuf hein.
To build new homes for GIs. That's the man in the house, in the ruins. Terry lady is his wife.
We'll take a look around. Come on, Phelps.
Alors.
Recently serviced. Could be something to go on.
Un peu les deux en fait. En fait un peu les deux. C'est à la fois il a trompé sa femme, mais en plus avec une Allemande. Donc juste après la Seconde Guerre mondiale, autant vous
Mr.
dire que...
Cole Phelps and Herschel Biggs, LAPD. I know it's a difficult time, but...
Bah il a trompé sa femme parce que c'est le vice hein. C'est le vice.
You were out of town.
We won a prize. We had a wonderful time. Came home to this.
Do you still have the tickets?
Sure.
Putain le pote, t'imagines c'est horrible, t'as tout perdu.
It's a formality, but we'll need to speak to the issuing agent. Can you tell me any more about the prize that you won, Mr. Steffens?
Weekend at Catalina Island. My wife got this flyer in the mail from the Suburban Redevelopment Fund.
Ah ça me fait de la peine, tu vois qu'il est désespéré le pauvre. Il dit la vérité ce monsieur.
Did you enter any kind of competition?
My wife filled in a flyer. This lady just rung up and told us we won. It's the first time I ever won anything.
Bah en fait comme ils l'ont dit hier dans la cinématique en fait c'est que ça fait une mauvaise image pour la police en fait. Et ça ils veulent pas.
The redevelopment fund. Did they offer to buy you out?
They're building new houses. They showed their money and most of the neighborhood just packed up and walked away. But I never bargained with them.
Il a l'air un peu moins sûr de lui là. Il a l'air un peu moins sûr de lui. Ses lèvres le trahissent. Oh, ses yeux, oui. Il ment, mais on peut pas le prouver.
Everyone else is selling, but you're the holdout, aren't you?
I was the last. I thought I could hold out for a better price. My house is the center lot.
So now you have to take the price regardless.
Looks like it. I've got no choice. I have to put a roof over my family.
That's all we need for the moment, Mr. Steffens.
All right.
What's with him?
You've seen the papers. I guess he's thinking about his own family. I'd say he's searching for some kind of atonement right now.
Tu vois, Cole lui a donné de l'argent. Bon, on va aller directement appeler. On l'a pas conduit cette voiture-ci. Merci. Je t'ai fanté, Biggs. Donc on va chercher pour avoir l'adresse. Tac.
Phelps, badge 1247.
How can I help, Detective?
I need information on the Suburban Redevelopment Fund.
Yes, Detective. Just checking. The fund is a semi-government agency established to speed up the building of GI homes. It has private investors as well as a government endowment.
Huh. You have an address for them?
There is one listed here, corner of Beverly and Mariposa.
Thank you.
Thank you. Tac. Mais avant, on va aller voir la maison des Sawyer puisque eux aussi, ils se sont fait... Enfin, ils se sont fait... Leur maison est partie en feu.
Out of the car! Police!
On attend que Biggs il arrive. Quand tu veux, bro.
Have there been any other house fires?
This is arson. We get an average of 2 a night. Does that answer your question?
Putain, il y a toujours une très très grosse ambiance dans l'équipe. Hein. On sent que le groupe vit bien.
Hi, Albert. We've caught this case.
Hey, Biggs. You have a partner? What gives?
This is Cole Phelps. You may have read about him.
Oh, now I get it. Hello, Phelps. Welcome to the netherworld of arson. Family of 4 found dead in their beds. Heater exploded.
Hey, another one?
Looks that way. Insta-Heat Model 70. Before you get excited, we get a couple of water heaters a month go back. Take a look around the yard and see what you can find.
Mal,
You gonna stick it out, Cole?
I'm gonna try, Mal. What have you got?
Family by the name of Sawyer. Mother, father, and 2 kids. All in bed from the looks of it. Oh, I'd say carbon monoxide poisoning.
Putain, pareil, le médecin légiste, il doit tellement voir des
I'd say about
cadavres.
midnight. Anything more exact will take some time to determine. Lynch tells me this has something to do with a faulty water heater.
Could be. There's been a spate of problems with a particular brand. I've got another angle in mind.
You care to elucidate, Detective? This is a murder and not an accident. Sharing information has helped us solve quite a few cases together.
I need something concrete, Mal, before the department gets wind of it. I'm in arson for a reason.
I feel sorry for your wife and kids, Phelps, not for you. But you're a good case man. One of the best I've ever met. I'll help in any way I can.
Thanks, Mal. I'd say that's firm but fair. How about the insurance companies write these incidents up as acts of God?
Non, non, on va pas le revoir une deuxième fois, c'est bon, merci. Merci, merci. Et où le chauffe-eau?
Hey, Biggs! Is this significant?
Regulator valve. Good find.
Detectives? This is the next door neighbor.
Detective Phelps, can you help?
They were supposed to be going away. They won a trip somewhere. But little Henry got sick, so they had to cancel. What are the chances?
Do you know who ran the competition?
Gulliver's Travel, up on Santa Monica Boulevard.
Thanks. You've been a big help.
Phelps, the guy across the street. I've seen him before. He likes fire. Hurry, you can still catch him.
Sors ton arme. Bavure policière, bavure policière.
Stop!
What?
LAPD!
See,
We've got an ID on these firebugs. Stop right there!
Allez, Cole. Oh là là. Allez, Cole. Voilà.
What's your name?
Herbert Chapman.
So you like fires.
Some.
Watching them or setting them.
I don't want any trouble.
Turn out your pockets.
Je veux pas d'ennui, mec. Si t'as tué une famille,
You're a naughty boy, aren't you, Herbert?
I keep myself to myself.
il lui a piqué sa
Cigarette in the
clope.
matchbox gives you a 5 or 6 minute delay. You want more time, you use a mosquito coil. Don't you, Herbert?
You like this fire, Herbert?
Hell no. I heard it over the fire radio. Sounded sweet.
When you finish following your leads, come and see me at the fire station. I have a theory.
Putain, faut être des psychopathes pour aimer voir les accidents, aimer voir le malheur des
You
gens.
might
En fait.
want him for questioning later.
You got it, Detective.
Why have you got such a hard-on for this case? If it is murder, it's almost impossible to prove. Fire doesn't leave much evidence. There's no percentage in this.
I think it's more than one case.
They're house fires, Cole. Accidents, heater fires, gas explosions.
There's got to be a reason.
The reason is you want to be a star again. Forget it. Give it up. You'll feel better.
There's something to this. I know it.
What are you talking about? Arson is insurance. It's always been insurance.
We still investigate the cases, Biggs. The people in this house are dead.
Go soak your head, Phelps. This hero business is a full-time obsession with you.
I'm gonna make this case. I'm gonna rub the department's nose in it. Help me or stay out of my way. You got it?
Le groupe vire vraiment bien. Hein. On est dans un. On va aller voir l'agence. L'agence de voyage. Hein. Elle est où l'agence de voyage? Est-ce qu'elle est loin? Elle est quand même un peu loin. Hey, conduis, t'éviteras de me casser les couilles là.
You drive. I need to go over the case notes.
Yo Cartoon, bienvenue à toi. Comment ça va? J'ai l'impression que plus ça va dans le jeu, plus les enquêtes deviennent horrifiantes, dignes d'un film d'horreur. Oh, on n'en est pas là quand même. Celle de la brigade criminelle, elle était tendue quand même. Hein. Elle était tendue. Hein. Avec les cadavres... La santé va beaucoup mieux, ça y est. On est reparti sur de nouvelles bases en 2025. J'espère que tu vas bien, toi.
Detectives Phelps and Biggs, LAPD.
John Cunningham. Can I help you, gentlemen?
We have reason to believe that the Sawyer family of 4414 Rosewood Avenue recently won a competition run by your company.
Yes, I remember them. They called up to cancel at the last minute. One of the kids was sick. Very unfortunate.
Do you mind if I take a look at that?
Et Stéphane.
Here they are. Stephens.
Et les Sawyer.
The Sawyer family, Rosewood Avenue. Tell us about the Suburban Redevelopment Fund.
There's not much to tell. They run a promotion. Our promotions mailing list covers half of
Quelle
LA.
cravate. Ouais, il dit la vérité. Les lèvres bougent pas, les yeux sont droits, c'est la vérité.
So they are not a government agency?
I don't believe so. Government organizations don't usually get involved in promotions.
I'm told the tickets were a prize.
Yes, they were.
You do a lot of these prizes.
Look, there are hundreds of these promotions running at any one time. If you're the lucky guy, you get your name pulled out of a hat.
Ça ment. Mais on peut pas le prouver.
While the Sawyer family were supposed to be at Catalina Island, Their house burnt down.
You consider them lucky.
Christ. I'm sorry to hear that.
Can you tell me who offered the prize won by the Sawyer family?
Sure. Look, there's supposed to be some sort of supervised draw with hundreds of tickets. But the reality is the Suburban Redevelopment Fund calls me every couple of weeks and tells me exactly who has won.
Ah bah super.
Thanks for your help.
No problem. Just wish I could do something for that family.
You could put round the hat. A few bucks would really help them now.
I suppose so.
Good. I'll put you down for 50. I could tell you were Samaritan the minute I walked in the
50?
door.
Are you?
Good man, Cunningham. You're all right.
Yeah, I'm great. Poorer, but great.
Excellent. Eh ben let's go au fond de rénovation. Hein.
You know the way. You can drive.
Let me guess. You want to check out the Suburban address?
Great partners must think alike, Herschel.
Herschel. Putain, c'est un sacré prénom ça. Herschel.
This is supposed to be the registered offices of the Suburban Redevelopment Fund.
This is an Elysian housing development, Mac.
So Elysian is an investor in the redevelopment fund.
Looks that way.
Are we done here, Mac? I've got work to do.
Sure, buddy. Thanks
Putain,
for your
mais
help.
ils sont tous. Coucou Jade. Comment ça va?
Elysian are
Ils sont
investors
tous.
in the Suburban Redevelopment. So what? If you think I'm putting my pension on the line and harassing
Ils sont tous
Leland Monroe
hyper
without evidence, you're out of your mind.
conviviaux aujourd'hui. Allez là.
So Elysian Fields builds the houses, while the Suburban Redevelopment Fund foots the bill.
On l'a pas conduit ce véhicule là. Ah bah si.
Lynch says we should visit Fire Station 32.
Putain, ça va être compliqué de trouver les derniers véhicules qu'on n'a pas conduits. Hein.
Lynch is a legend. You should feel privileged.
Comment ça va, Jade?
Let many people into the inner sanctum. Keep your mouth shut, and you'll learn something about fires.
Oula, oula, oula. Et c'est le crash. Et c'est le crash. Ah, l'Engine Company 32. On l'a vu dans Welcome to Noire, les amis. On l'a vu en vrai. Maintenant, c'est devenu un bâtiment abandonné. What the hell?
Lynch.
Biggs, you two investigating the house fire on Kenmore Avenue as well?
Yep. Why?
I had a look around the place while I was out there.
Do you believe the fire?
I deal in facts, Phelps. Evidence of an explosion. No obvious sign of accelerants.
Il me dit qu'il y a un cœur, lui. C'est un acteur connu, lui.
Come and take a look at this.
C'est un acteur connu.
From the Sawyer fire out?
Yes, it is.
Huh. Looks like it was recently serviced.
I have a theory, and it's a theory only. I don't have enough evidence to prove...
Al, if you say it's so, we're listening.
Okay, Phelps. You're a bright penny. You have a gas supply. You have a Bunsen burner as a pilot light. You have a regulator valve, and the balloon represents the gas expanding in the room. Now, the gas has to make contact with the mosquito coil to form an explosion. Let's see if you can work out the chain of events.
Non mais putain, pourquoi c'est à moi de le faire ça? retirer ça. Merde.
The gas bubble needs to be next to the coil if it's gonna ignite.
Non, pas lui, putain. Ah, mais bordel!
Good, your regulator's in position.
Merci, mais laisse-moi faire là, bordel. Bon, visiblement, c'est pas ça. Ok, on est un petit peu con, hein. Alors, le tourbillon à moustique, apparemment, c'est ce qui déclenche les explosions. Mais c'est pour illustrer ce qui se passe dans la maison des gens, en fait. Non? Bah attends, qu'est-ce que c'est? Ah. Ah ah. La gueule de Cole.
Phelps, you need to get the arrangement right before we
Ok,
can
mais en fait, du
reproduce
coup...
the results.
Du coup... Ça? Bah... Il est con lui ou quoi? Salut, je suis pas le vrai.
Try again, Boy Scout.
Alors, peut-être que le ballon... On va le mettre là. Le truc bleu. On va le mettre là. Et ça. On va mettre là. What the fuck?
Try again, Boy Scout.
Mais au pire, tu peux pas me dire comment faut faire là au lieu de m'emmerder là avec ton... Bah, de toute façon, ça peut être que ça maintenant. Ah, c'est peut-être ça en fait. Et ça redonne un surplus de...
Okay, I'll light your pilot.
Ah, bah voilà!
Turn the gas.
You pull the lever on the left to turn on the gas.
Ah!
So that's how it's being done.
Et salut, c'est
Maybe.
official!
There could be a fault with these valves. I've adjusted this one for our experiment, but you need to take it to InstaHeat and see what they say. Their headquarters is on North Harvard Boulevard, number 262.
Thanks, Albert.
You're welcome, Biggs. See you at the next show.
Allez, go, 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 go!
Now?
Et merci Carl Lewis pour le follow. Bienvenue à toi.
You can drive.
Bienvenue à toi.
Show?
The next fire. We should go to the factory and see how many of these things are going bang in the night.
You know this Chapman character?
Guy's a freak. Loves fires. He's the kind of guy that we'd like for a lot of things, but we don't really have any credible evidence to pursue him with.
Chapman, on l'a vu là, déjà dans une enquête, non? Ça me dit un truc.
LAPD detectives, ma'am. We need to speak to someone in charge.
I see. Well, duty manager for today is Mr. Rasick.
Mr.
You should find him in
Rasick.
his office.
Ivan.
Keep talking. Someday you'll say something intelligent.
Toi?
Has that just been paid look about him?
C'est toi là? C'est lui?
So what next?
Talk to the guy in charge. See what he says.
Ah.
Isn't that the cop that caught the guy that was pretending to be dead?
$82 un chauffe-eau.
Model. They'll be selling these like hotcakes.
And I thought this was such a nice area.
Bonsoir, je viens de voir ta vidéo. Je me demandais pourquoi le PDG d'une des plus grandes entreprises de jeux vidéo choisit-il de donner une interview à une personne davantage perçue comme un influenceur avec une audience modeste d'environ 50 000 vues plutôt qu'à des journalistes reconnus des médias spécialisés comme IGN. Tu fais référence à l'interview de Générique, il me semble. Alors, déjà, il faut savoir que... Oh, je parle là. Casse les couilles lui. Il faut savoir que Générique accorde beaucoup d'interviews, notamment avec IGN, des chaînes de télévision, etc. Donc c'est pas plus tôt en fait, il le fait à tous les deux. Mais là il commence justement à s'ouvrir aux influenceurs parce que malheureusement c'est une nouvelle cible des auditeurs maintenant. Et donc voilà, tout simplement. Ce qui est aussi une bonne chose en soi. Mais voilà.
Hey Cole, let's
on y va, ok, je suis en train de parler là.
What the hell?
What the hell? Il est où le manager? Ah bah il est là.
Detective Phelps and Biggs, arson. We're investigating a couple of house fires. What can you tell us about this?
Pressure regulator from a Model 70. Let me take a look. We have a problem. This has been tampered with.
What?
Un peu qu'on a un problème, ça fait qu'exploser, beau bordel.
You see this diaphragm? It forms a seal across the saddle here. Gas flows across from here to here. The diaphragm regulates flow. It's been reversed. It's a subtle change, but it means the gas never closes off properly.
So you're telling me that this is not a manufacturing fault or service repair?
I don't think there's anything inherently wrong with the design.
Oula. Il n'a pas l'air très sûr de lui. Ouais. Mais on n'a pas de preuves.
You're telling me that you've never had any problems with this heater?
Look, we've changed the design since the Model 70.
These things are still being installed?
It's the demand. None of us could keep up with the amount of housing going up. At the budget end, we're still using some of the old stock. We are installing 100 heaters a week. They're not all faulty.
They're not all safe either.
C'est chaud quand même. C'est chaud. Bon, c'est ce qui arrive aussi aujourd'hui, hein.
Are these diaphragms prone to failure?
They tend to go after a while. The rubber lasts quite a few years and then it perishes.
So the guys' names that I've been seeing doing the repairs on the heaters, they're fully licensed and accredited.
Sure, of course they are.
Mytho. Ouais, tu sais que tu mens.
I think you're lying, Rasick. I think some of your men aren't fully licensed. You're
Notamment, ouais, les airbags sur les bagnoles, c'est vrai.
And how are you going to prove that, detective? Name me one of my guys who would have overlooked a fault like this.
What about Matthew Ryan?
You know about Ryan, huh? All right, he's been in some trouble, I know that. He's done his time.
You in the habit of hiring criminals, Rasick?
I need guys, detective. This boom is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity.
Génial, super.
I want you to get me a copy of the list of your installers.
Okay, I'll get it for you. There, around a dozen of them. The housing business is going crazy at the moment.
Donc ça c'est tous les mecs qui installent. Hein.
This is a long shot. We are not gonna roust that whole list.
T'as l'autre, il a pas envie de bosser lui, hein. Il y a des gens qui
I want to
meurent.
run
Hein.
it by R&I. cross-reference for arsonists. See if any of these guys have any previous. Sir, I need to use your phone.
Putain, mais le mec, ils embauchent des potentiels pyromanes. Ça rend fou. Ça rend fou. Il est où ton téléphone là?
Operator, give me R&I.
Putting you through now.
Phelps, 1247.
How could I help, Detective?
Buddy.
I need to know if any of the following names have a previous criminal history.
Okay, Detective, run the names.
Acevedo Ernesto,
Et merci
Clemens
Alex
Walter,
pour le follow.
Elgram John, Gable
Bienvenue à toi.
Leroy, Kelligrew Peter, Kuttner Robert, Limehouse Albert, Manning Franklin, Neves Raymond, O'Brien Thomas, Ryan Matthew, Spurgeon William, Barley Reginald, Zurich Stephen.
Clemens Walter, previous conviction for arson and malicious damage. Burned down a house in Westwood in 1942. 4-year jail term.
Thanks.
Ryan Matthew, charged for contempt of court, attempted murder, plea bargain down to assault charge.
Anyone else?
There is a Reginald Varley wanted for murder by Detroit Police Department.
Thanks. You've been a big help, young lady. Your employment roster is quite the rogues gallery, Mr. Rasick. Desperate times indeed. Do you have an address
Salut
for Clemens?
Lampaz.
He's working on an apartment building on Catalina and 3rd.
What about
Je suis en train de finir l'émission, il faut ramener les plumes et les orchidées au méga Saint-Denis. J'en pouvais plus.
Varley.
Ah mais t'es déter, hein.
Beverly and
T'es déter.
Mariposa currently working on a new housing development. Hey, Varley's a good guy. You can't harass all my people.
These guys have lockers.
Yes, they do. But my men have a right to some privacy. Don't you need a warrant or something?
Show him and keep quiet.
La tête de... il a un peu une tête de sadique, Cole. Hein. Tu vois, il était satisfait là.
Here.
Ça va, super.
Happy now.
Stick around, Mr. Rasick. Clemens is a fellow traveler.
Un communiste. Aïe aïe aïe. Bon là par contre on va pas lire tout le... Il a passé une agréable soirée avec son allemande, tu penses? Ah bah je pense hein. Encore? Putain mais y'a que des anarchistes et des communistes ici. Société anarchiste de Los Angeles, ça me fume.
Some light reading on the merciless capitalist machine.
Non, 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 il va me faire relire encore. Non, j'ai déjà lu. Oh non, j'ai déjà lu. Putain.
Ryan wants the world to be a better place, don't we all?
Son compte est bon.
Our company went through thousands of these in the war. Still got eaten alive. Varley has a problem with bugs.
You know that a mosquito coil takes an hour to burn down, Rasik?
No, I didn't know that.
It's the favorite choice of ignition by arsonists. Gives them time to get away.
You're crazy. He probably lives near the canals in Venice. Mind if I leave you to it? I got work waiting.
Three birds. Clemens, Ryan, Varley. Where to, Phelps?
Je comprends l'idée sur les influenceurs, mais le choix de cet influenceur en particulier reste très discutable, surtout à moins d'un an de la sortie de GTA 6. 90% de ses vidéos sur YouTube font moins de 10 000 vues, plus la moitié durent moins d'une minute. Il a une faible présence sur Instagram. D'autres influenceurs plus reconnus et légitimes à ce sujet, mais sûrement été plus pertinents. C'est du choix précis qui me paraît. Bah, après, peut-être que certains n'ont pas demandé, tout simplement. Et puis, en fait, moi, je trouve ça bien, au contraire, qu'ils ne visent pas uniquement que les très gros, tu vois, par exemple. Moi, en vrai, ça me choque pas, surtout que l'interview était quali, les questions étaient pertinentes, donc why not? Faut se dépêcher. Faut se dépêcher. You drive.
Can you drive to this one?
Merde, c'était pas lui.
Biggs, LAPD. We want some answers and we want them quick.
Okay,
Putain,
okay.
ça rigole pas.
What's this all about? Just tell me what you want.
You know Reginald Varley?
No? Can't say I do.
Quel moyen de le prouver?
Detroit PD is after Reginald Varley for murder. We want us to run you in for aiding and abetting Clemens?
Whoa, 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 whoa. All I know about Varley is he gets kickbacks from some developer. Does their work first. Spreads it around if he can.
You're licensed and work for InstaHeat?
I contract for them. So what?
Putain, ça ment, mais on peut pas le prouver.
InstaHeat hires arsonists, does it?
I've worked as a fitter all my life. Put everything I had into that house. And my fucking mud shark of a wife gets awarded it in the settlement. She's blowing spics 2 at a time while I'm at work. And she gets the house.
Wow.
Yeah, I burnt it all right. Set fire to that fucker and watch it burn to the ground. I did my time and I'd do it again.
Sorry about the Rouse, Clemens.
What?
You did the right thing.
Quoi? Pardon? Mais quoi?
Do you know Matthew Ryan?
No. Don't know the name.
Mytho. T'es un anarchiste avec lui.
You and Ryan are fifth columnists.
And how do you figure that, wise guy? What proof do you have? Been following me to meetings? I am not now, nor have I ever been, a member of the Communist Party. Nice.
Mais comment ça? Ah merde, mais lui c'est Clemens. Ah non. Qui est con. Qui est con. Lui c'est Clemens. Mais oui. Ouais, ils font chier aussi à tout cette communiste là, bordel. On est où là? Eh oui, c'est Clemens, putain.
You know the way. You can drive.
So where do you want to go?
Il est con quoi. Ah merde, mais on y est? Il est où? Ah mais oui, là quoi, il est là. Ah bon, ok.
You know Reginald Varley?
No? Can't say I do.
Detroit PD is after Reginald Varley for murder. You want us to run you in for aiding and abetting, Clemens?
Whoa, 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 whoa. All I know about Varley is he gets kickbacks from some developer. Does their work first. Spreads it around if he can.
You're licensed and work for InstaHeat?
I contract for them. So what?
So what?
InstaHeat hires arsonists, does it?
I've worked as a
Ah,
fitter
mais
all my
ça par
life.
contre c'est lunaire.
Put everything I had into that house. And my fucking mud shark of a wife gets awarded it in settlement. She's blowing spics 2 at a time while I'm at work. And she gets the house. Yeah, I burnt it all right. Set fire to that fucker and watched it burn to the ground. I did my time and I'd do it again.
Sorry about the rouse, Clemens. You did the right thing.
Lunaire. Lunaire. Lunaire.
Do you know Matthew Ryan?
No. Don't know the name.
You and Ryan are fifth columnists.
And how do you figure that, wise guy? What proof do you have? Been following me to meetings?
Ouais, c'est tract de Ryan, hein. Pas se... Non, non, Ryan, c'est ce que j'ai. Oui, lui, c'est Clemens. J'ai mis Ryan tout à l'heure.
We found a pamphlet in your locker, Clemens. We can add your name to the register. HUAC might want to interview you.
That shit was from Ryan. He's always pushing that shit on people. Drives me nuts. He's got it in for the company.
All right, Clemens. You're off the hook for the moment.
Can I get back to work now?
Let's get out of here, Phelps. He ain't our guy.
Salut Dark Knight. Allez, let's go là.
You drive. I need to go over the case notes.
On va voir Varley.
Fine. Where are we headed?
On va voir Varley. Comment ça va, Dark Knight? Vas-y, rentre, il est con lui ou quoi?
Can you drive to this one?
Varley's on the run. He might be packing heat. If he's wanted for murder, I say we take the doubt out of the equation and let him have it.
You nervous?
It's been a while.
You were in combat.
In 1917. You know, I never fired my weapon in the line of duty.
That's nothing to be ashamed of. I hope your piece is still serviceable, Herschel.
C'est vrai que...
I may be old and out of practice, but I'm still a Marine, Phelps.
It would be better for our case if we could bring him in, Herschel.
C'est pas aux incendies criminels que tu dois le plus utiliser tes armes, quoi. Contrairement aux meurtres.
LAPD, Varley! Stop or I'll shoot!
Bah tire, tire! Bâtard. Oh merde, putain, j'ai failli le...
Stop or I will shoot!
Tire, 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 tire.
Why did you run from us, Varley?
I'm gonna take a wild guess that you're the same Reginald Varley the Detroit police have an outstanding warrant on. How am I doing so far?
I need a lawyer before I talk to any of you.
Reginald Varley, you're under arrest for committing a series of arsons. You're also under arrest for murder. Detroit PD will be putting in a request for your extradition. Until then, your guest is safe.
Arson? You can't hang that rap on me.
Be quiet. Be thankful we don't shoot you.
Are all the cops in this town crazy?
Take him away, officer.
Pas de bavure pour tout de suite. Mais ça viendra. Ça viendra. Ah, je l'ai pas encore eu celui-là. Merde.
You know the way. You can drive.
All right. Where to?
Allez, let's go. Oh, il est en train d'installer la pelouse artificielle, le petit. Est-ce qu'on va avoir notre bavure policière ce soir ou pas? En vrai, qu'est-ce que serait une soirée Elle est noire sans une bavure policière?
Are you Matthew Ryan?
Who's asking?
Detective Phelps and
Et merci beaucoup pour le sub avec ton Prime, Carl. Merci beaucoup.
Let's just put this stuff in the car and I'll be right with you.
Il va se barrer ce
Hold it,
bâtard.
Ryan. I said, son of a bitch. Those are GI's backyards was crashing through.
The damage is only cosmetic.
He's a one-man wrecking ball.
Move in. I'll take out the van.
Bâtard.
He's going to kill those men.
They'll get out of the way.
Only if they hear him coming.
Close in, Phelps. We need to take Ryan down before he hurts somebody. Step on it, huh? Get me just a little closer. Enough games, Phelps. Take this guy out.
He's got an arson-related assault charge and he's running.
Running don't mean nothing. We gotta get this guy in a room before we can get an angle on him.
This man has got to be stopped.
Voilà. Allez, on continue là. On s'arrête pas là. Ah.
Put your hands in the air.
On l'a failli l'avoir. On l'a failli l'avoir là-bas.
I was scared.
You got a reason.
J'ai eu peur. Ah, mes couilles, t'as eu peur aussi.
I'm arresting you on suspicion of committing a series of arsons.
Allez hop.
We have 3 suspects. As much as
You're
I like
behind the wheel.
Chapman, I think it's one of the other 2 guys. Let's get to the station and close this case.
You can drive.
Bon, il va falloir chercher et savoir en fait qui on va emprisonner.
I have 2 suspects.
Phelps, you got nothing. Biggs, Ryan's waiting for you in interview 1. Varley's in 2.
Ok. Il était beaucoup plus sympa lorsque j'étais dans la brigade des mœurs. Oh la gueule de Phelps.
I know that face. That's the guy who busted all those Negro drug cases last week.
I've been in this job 20 years. I never fucked.
We have Matthew Ryan in custody, Varley. I think all we need to do is ask him about this, and he'll rat you out.
Fuck Ryan, that pinko bastard.
Have you ever worked on a place on Rosewood Avenue? Family by the name of Sawyer?
Maybe. I'm from out of town. I go where they send me. I don't do a lot of repairs, though.
Mytho.
I'm flat out on new installations.
Mytho. Mytho.
Why are you lying to me, Varley? If Suburban wants their new installations completed, why are you bothering with wrecks like the Sawyer house?
So I'm lying just because I can't remember if I was there or not? How can you prove that I was?
Your name is on the inside door of their water heater.
Okay. You got me there. Suburban, yeah, they wanted that guy out. Sawyer kept complaining about not being able to get his heater service, so they threw in a free service as a sweetener. I think you played him though.
Un air de... Ouais, c'est vrai. C'est vrai qu'il a un petit air de Squeezie. J'avoue. J'avoue, c'est ouf.
Word is, you're in the pocket of some property developer?
Never. I got principles.
Tu mens. C'est pas ce que nous a dit
How did
Clément.
Suburban put the squeeze on you? Did they find out about your record?
There's no way you can link me to Suburban. You're wasting your time.
Clement says you offered to cut him in on the kickbacks they were offering. I'll testify in court.
Suburban, they got real time pressure on getting some of the big developments finished. There's some big date that they can't afford to miss. So yeah, I took their money, but so did a lot of guys, all right? Carpenters, electricians, plumbers. It's no big conspiracy.
What would reversing the diaphragm of an Insta-Heat Model 70 do?
Yeah, I made that mistake before.
you get a big bang when you turn the pilot back on.
So you didn't deliberately sabotage the water heater at the Sawyer house?
No, I did not. You out of your mind?
Et le chauffe. Oh là là,
I don't
comment ça
believe
ment.
you, Varley. I think Suburban wants homeowners who don't want to sell out of the way.
I think you're out of your mind. Where is the evidence that I have done anything to contribute to this fire? Huh?
Arsonists use cigarettes and mosquito coils as time delay fuses.
Il est fait comme un rat.
Found an open box of
Il est
mosquito
fait
coils
comme un
in the
rat.
locker.
Whoa, hang on. Those things, they belong to Ryan, all right? He asked me to hold them because his locker's full of stupid pamphlets. I thought he used them for camping.
Ah. Ah. On va quitter l'interrogateur, on va aller voir l'autre.
We're done for now.
So what happens?
You're either going back to Detroit to face a murder rap, or you're staying here to answer for these arsons.
On va pas classer l'affaire tout de suite. On va aller voir l'autre. Et merci Wolf Ghost pour le follow.
When is America gonna understand?
C'est où là? Putain, je me perds dans ces
Let me guess.
interrogatoires. Non, interview room 2, on vient d'y aller. Ah bah c'est là.
Well, you can only dream.
Salut, salut.
Save yourself some time and get this thing off your chest.
If that's your opening gambit, you better try again.
Bon, lui, il va prendre une gifle, lui, directement.
So you want to change the world, Ryan?
Yes, I do. So does every reasonable person.
And you're doing your part?
Yes, I am.
Does that include sabotaging water heaters to destroy a company?
I have no idea what you're talking
Bonsoir
about.
à toi, Wolf. Bah merci. Merci et bienvenue sur la chaîne. Tu mens, bonhomme. Tu mens. On sait que t'es
This is
anarchiste.
industrial sabotage, Ryan. It's all part of your campaign.
You delusional detective. What campaign?
What campaign? Lui, c'est Ryan. Hein.
Your locker is full of pamphlets. Clemens told us how you were always foisting them on people.
Sure. I spread the pamphlets. A guy has to do something. Insta-heat heaters break down every day. They're still peddling the same lousy design that they lifted from Hephaestus.
Insta-heat bought out Hephaestus?
Them, Vulcan, Pyro, and a bunch of other companies.
And you still work for them.
A guy has to work.
And the directors of the company. How do you feel about them these days?
You work it out.
You know how to reverse a diaphragm in the regulator valve of a Model 70 heater?
No, I don't.
Mytho. On sait que ton patron te l'apprend. Eh, mais pourquoi ils font que mentir les deux en fait?
You know enough to do your job. You know enough to do that repair. You're lying, Ryan.
And how do you think you can prove that?
Ton patron nous l'a dit.
Your boss at InstaHeat said that you've all been trained to do it. It's a common repair. Are you calling him a liar?
Okay, so I know how it's done. But what would be the point? You just end up with a gas leak and then a small fire when you turn the pilot back on.
And if you didn't reset the pilot and the gas spread, what was the cause of the fire in your own home, Ryan?
I won't tell you.
Je ne vous dirai pas. Je ne vous dirai pas.
What can you tell me about the Suburban Redevelopment Fund?
Nothing.
Il n'a pas l'air très sûr de lui. Hein.
I think Suburban is a front for your anarchist buddies. They're arranging for people to be out of town while you burn their houses down.
Suburban? What's that got to do with me? That's Barley's bilk. He's the one with the cozy agreement with those fascists.
You have a history of violence.
I have no such thing.
Mais mec, on est détective, tu crois vraiment que on va pas voir ton casier judiciaire?
You're lying, Ryan.
And how exactly are you gonna prove that?
Mais il est con, hein.
You were charged with attempted murder, Ryan.
It was a court case. No criminal liability was the verdict. They said that they couldn't have known that the faulty heater installation would cause a fire.
Non mais lui, il
All I know
a pas
is
inventé
I
l'eau
lost
tiède.
my
Hein.
whole family. And the company that was responsible got away
C'est
with
vrai,
it.
putain, Dark Knight.
What would you do?
C'est un pote de
Which
Francis.
company?
Mais
Has
trop
faced
vrai, il joue dans
those
Malcolm.
water heater company.
Putain, GG. Allez, ça dégage.
Matthew Ryan, I'm charging you with committing a series of arsons and for the murders of Hank Sawyer, Edwina Sawyer, Henry Sawyer, and Jessica Sawyer.
You're putting an innocent man away here. Do you hear me? I didn't set any fires. I didn't kill that family.
Allez, ça dégage. Ça dégage.
Phelps, what you did to your wife and kids was un-American.
My wife threw me out.
Did I ask for your opinion? You're here to listen to mine. What I was going to say, before I was interrupted, was you did a good job on the Stephen Sawyer case. We don't often get results in arson.
Putain, mais n'empêche, imagine, ta vie, elle est foutue là.
Do I get a little stamp by my hand or a lollipop or something?
What you get is another case. A bad one, unfortunately.
Putain, t'imagines, enfin... Encore une fois, je vous le dis, hein, ne trompez pas vos partenaires. Ne trompez pas vos partenaires. Voilà ce qui peut vous attendre. Ah, mais les criminels, de toute façon, hein, c'est pas les plus...
You're 2 blocks behind 1st and 2nd.
We have more buildings to clear. You know our orders,
There's
Sergeant.
barely a building left standing or not on fire in your zone, Cole. Is your sector full of Japs?
Questioning my command.
The captain doesn't want anyone falling behind.
Tell the captain we will join him when the job is done.
Donc ça c'est quel
Just
slow.
give us the word, Sarge. We'll take care of him. He should be sectioned. That Jap lover's a fucking liability.
We're here to kill Japs, not our own people.
Star-crossed son of a bitch. No one wants to serve under him. He's bad fucking luck.
Can it? We've a job to do here. If I can live with it, you can too.
Jack Caslow qu'on va sans doute revoir au cours de l'aventure, les amis. Oula, ça fait beaucoup de cocottes en papier ça quand même. Ça fait beaucoup de cocottes à papier ça quand même.
House fire, bad one. At least 4 Vicks. Get out there and find out what you can. The address is 650 North Hobart.
Bon, il va y avoir 4 morts, 4 brûlés. Comment ça? Atteignez le rang maximum?
There he is,
Ah.
caught in the papers. You should be ashamed of yourself, young man.
Let's go!
Yeah, I'm thinking of moving up to a 45.
You know the way. You can drive.
La petite musique qui va bien.
You hear about Rancho Escondido?
Are we having a conversation, Biggs?
Okay, fuck it. Forget it.
I'm teasing you, Hersh. Tell me about it.
On the new housing development's a couple of weeks from completion. Burned to the ground last night. GIs are ready to move in this weekend. Developer's gonna have some very angry customers.
Oh, le légiste, comment il nous attend? Un cow-boy.
You guys better see this. I hope you have strong stomachs.
Ah, l'estomac bien accroché, ça va être sale encore. De toute façon, les morts... les morts... Oh...
Morelli, Mike.
Oh non, c'est chaud. Je me rappelais plus de ça.
Okay. Anything else? Be honest, I just got here, Phelps. Best you talk to Lynch, he's the expert.
Doesn't make any sense. Why aren't they scattered around like the rest of the debris?
I think they've been moved.
Ooh.
I think someone moved them after the explosion and before the fire.
Can you explain that, please?
I'm almost positive the cause of death is asphyxiation due to gas inhalation. Look at the parts of their bodies that aren't scorched. The coloring around the fingertips.
C'était Ryan, le pyroman.
They wouldn't have felt a thing.
I think the fire damage is post-mortem. I think someone moved him into this room after the explosion.
It still doesn't make any sense. Why would you run into a burning building?
Oh là là.
What are they doing?
Faut être un gros psychopathe.
Prayer effect is from the fire. Muscles and tendons contract.
Ok.
You catch all the good ones, Phelps.
You ever think about how many people have died in this world? And how big heaven would have to be to accommodate them bigs?
No, I have not. Show some respect.
It's our boy. I think he watches the fires. I think the Sawyer fire went wrong.
So what about the guy we have in jail, Phelps?
We got the wrong guy.
That doesn't explain why he ran into a burning building. What would make anyone do that?
Guilt.
For the fires?
For his mistake. This guy wants to burn houses, not families. He expects the houses to be empty. He was trying to redeem himself. He probably thought they'd be happier together.
You are one very disturbed individual, Phelps. I know you had it rough lately, but you should start to compartmentalize your thoughts.
You could be right. Can you come up with an alternative explanation?
Sure, it's the same guy.
Are you telling me that some son of a bitch murdered these people, the whole family, and arranged them here like Cupid dolls?
Might fit, Cole, but I don't think we could ever prove it. There's very little evidence.
Ah, putain.
Evidence?
Albert, check out the hot water system. Make sure we're dealing with the same MO.
Sure, Phelps. I'll get back to you.
Leave the rest to us, Cole. You better find out what's eating the pigs.
So something finally got to you.
You want my help, pretty boy? You got it. You keep riding me and you won't be pretty much longer.
We can get this guy, Herschel.
You think you've seen everything, Phelps? I was with the 2nd Marines at Bella Wood. The things that went on in that farmhouse. My own guys on fire, screaming for a way out. You're not gonna get this guy. There's gonna be no photos and no citations. We're gonna kill this miserable fuck. End of story. You getting this?
Ah, ça en devient une affaire personnelle.
You remember the list from the travel agent?
Sure.
The Morellis were winners too. Their name was on that list.
Christ. We should take a look around.
Ouais, Roy c'est le meilleur. Hein. Roy c'est le plus gros des bâtards, mais c'est le meilleur. C'est le meilleur. Même les incendies criminels sont des histoires. Je crois pas, non. Je crois que c'est vraiment la partie d'Alia Noire qui était vraiment.
You don't look like a fireman, son.
Galloway j'aime bien aussi Rusty, mais Galloway il est un peu alcoolique, un peu ronchon là. Roy il est. Et c'était encore Varley. C'est que Varley qui l'a fait en fait. Mais on a vraiment un criminel mauvais. Ah.
How did you get my number, Ira? At first, I didn't understand you. But now I do. I'd like you to come back to the clinic. I'm helping other people now, Doctor.
I think you are confused. You haven't been to the clinic for weeks.
I'm not confused anymore, Doctor. I'm helping people be together.
This world is only temporary. We'll all be happier in heaven.
Why don't you tell me where you are and I can come to you? I think the fire should end now. They have served their purpose. Oh, the fires are only beginning.
Putain, mais le médecin il est impliqué du coup.
After the fires, everything will be beautiful and clean.
Everything will be erased. The world will be fresh and new.
I can see my purpose now, Doctor. And you helped me to find it.
Putain, mais c'est un merdier, il y a tellement de gens qui sont impliqués en fait.
Whoever he was wearing boondockers. I would know that imprint anywhere. Someone was keeping watch. Looks like they were here for quite a while. Brand looks distinctive.
Bah, s'il a fumé, il y a son empreinte sur...
LAPD. Can you tell me anything about the fire next door?
Terrible luck. Imagine after having won that weekend away.
What's your name, sir?
Foreman. Dudley Foreman.
Allez Dudley, dis-nous tout. Dis-nous tout ce que t'as vu sur le
Did you
témoignage.
see or hear anything that might have...
Look, we were asleep when we heard the explosion.
Tu dis pas vraiment la vérité, Dudley?
You didn't like Morelli, did you?
Some neighbors you get along with, some you don't. Guess they should have sold up.
What do you mean?
They're knocking down all these old houses and building a new subdivision for GIs. Morelli was being difficult.
Did you see anyone hanging around the Morelli's home prior to the explosion?
Nope. Can't say as I was looking out, though.
Et tu mens là aussi, mon petit. Qu'est-ce que...
You sure, Mr. Foreman? There are signs of someone hanging around over there by the fence.
Hey, now that you come to think of it, there was a guy. Kind of tall. Skinny, though.
Anything else?
Orange lumber jacket, beat-up hat, and no hair. I thought he was the pest exterminator guy who was working around here the last few days. But that guy had hair.
You said someone is knocking these houses down?
Elysian Fields. You must know them. They're billboards. That Monroe character beaming down at you. We've had an offer for the house.
Did the Morellis want to sell?
I don't know.
Mais pourquoi tu mens, putain? Dis-nous la vérité, bordel!
Whatever you thought of Morelli, his whole family is dead. They couldn't have all deserved that. I want you to help me here, Foreman.
Morelli was pig-headed. He built the house himself. He didn't want to sell. Stubborn fool was ruining it for all of us.
You said the Morellis had won a weekend away to Catalina Island?
Yeah, that's right. First thing I thought after the explosion was, thank goodness they was away. But then I find out they was still in there.
Who was running the competition?
What? I don't know.
Ouais, je pense qu'il dit la vérité. Les lèvres ne bougent pas, les yeux restent bien droits. Là, il dit la vérité.
You didn't enter yourself?
I'd already agreed to sell. The competition was an incentive for those who were still thinking about it.
Thanks for your time, Mr. Foreman.
Sure. Hey, if you're interested, I have one of those competition flyers in the kitchen. I could get it for you if you like.
That would be great.
Any luck, Cole?
A couple of things. What did you pick up?
Folded piece of paper. Looks complicated.
Japanese call it origami. Can I take a look?
Sure.
Paper crane. There's a legend about them. You fold 1,000 of these and you get a wish.
Hey, don't break it.
I'm not. I'm unfolding it. It looks like a waybill or a
C'est
flyer.
encore Elysian.
What?
Bâtissons une Californie nouvelle.
For Elysian Fields Developments.
Je l'ai fait sur PS3 donc je me souvenais plus, mais il y a des PNJ qui les avaient. Oui, il y en a. Il y en a. Mais le plus souvent, il y en a qui doutent, enfin qui. Pas qui mentent, mais qui. En fait, le doute, c'est pas vraiment mensonge, c'est juste que. Ils nous disent pas tout en fait. Donc faut leur mettre un petit peu coup de pression pour.
Oh, I see you already have one.
Ce qui est sûr, c'est que le docteur Fontaine est coupable numéro 1 de l'histoire.
They've been arriving for
En
weeks.
tout cas, il a pas le
This
cul
one was in the
propre, le
mailbox when I
Fontaine.
got home from work yesterday afternoon.
Catalina Island, c'est l'île de Sainte Catalina, les amis. Hein. Dans The Last of Us Partie 2, c'est là où les lucioles sont censées aller. Hein. Catalina Island. Rockstar et Naughty Dog sur la même longueur d'onde. OMG.
Come on, you can tell me.
I need an address for a property developer. Elysian Fields Developments.
One moment, Detective. The address is 748 North Oxford Avenue, Wilshire. Anything else?
Messages, please.
Messages, please.
You have a message. Contact Captain McKelty immediately.
Thanks. Can you put me through, operator?
Of course. Here you are.
Commander?
Leads on the Morelli fire.
We're about to go and visit Elysian Fields Developments.
You're about to do what? Leland Monroe?
What?
He's a personal friend of the mayor and the chief. Are you out of your mind? I'm warning you, Phelps.
Commander, we have a line of inquiry.
You have something, you bring it to me. You're hanging by a thread, Phelps. Do you understand?
Putain, le coup de pression.
Yes, sir.
Même quand tu fais bien ton taf.
Have a report on my desk today.
Truc de fou cette affaire.
Kelty has warned us off over Elysian.
Makes sense. It's a dead end. We should check out Rancho Escondido.
You know the place?
Sure. Corner of Fountain and Wilton. Let's go.
You drive. I need to go over the case notes.
Fine. Where are we headed?
Allez. Rancho, je sais pas quoi là. Estedito là.
Shame about Chip. The arson desk has been trying to nail that son of a bitch for years.
He's still in custody, Herschel.
Wanna bet? Fella kicked him loose already. Can't hold him for misdemeanor
J'ai l'impression
cigarettes
que,
and matches.
que même les chefs de la police cachent des trucs cool et camouflent. Ouais, j'ai un coup de barre. À cette époque-là, il y a beaucoup de flics corrompus, de flics ripoux ou de flics qui ont des arrangements, on va dire. Et ça arrange tout le monde.
I'm not gonna tell you again, sir.
Don't tell me when and how I can come and go on my own property.
It is not
This is
safe,
America,
sir.
dickhead.
Now step back, or I'll lock you up for
Smart
a fray.
mouth son of a bitch.
Okay already.
Stand down! That's an order!
To pacify these poor saps.
Voilà. Voilà. Voilà.
Good thing you showed up when you did, detectives. Those folks were baying for blood.
Il a pris une grosse droite là.
Okay, then. Let's see if there's anything left to take.
Pas de bavure policière en vrai, hein. Moi j'ai défendu. Hein.
Mortar is like dust. Is that normal in a fire?
You'd expect some shrinkage in the heat, but it looks like the cement barely adhered to the brick. Doesn't appear to be any wall ties either. This thing looks like it was built on the cheap.
Allez.
If we're paying a visit to Elysian and ruining my career, let's bite the bullet and get on with it.
Oh, on est garé loin là.
You're behind the wheel.
So where do you want to go?
Bah chez Elysian Field là, putain tu suis pas là.
You drive. I need to go over the case
Il
notes.
suit pas ce... Putain mais c'est quoi ce coéquipier là? Putain mais il y a des feux partout là. Toutes les maisons sont en feu, ont cramé.
Detectives Phelps and Biggs, LAPD, to see Leland Monroe.
Do you have an appointment?
We're the police, lady. We don't need an appointment.
Can I tell him what it's about?
It's an official investigation.
There are 2 police officers here to see Mr. Monroe.
Send them through.
Bah voilà.
And that's our cue. Thanks, ma'am.
C'est notre jouet. Pourquoi il lui dit ça? Ça n'a aucun sens. Eh mais qu'est-ce qu'il fait?
May I help you, gentlemen?
We would like to speak to Mr. Monroe.
I'm afraid it's impossible. Mr. Monroe's schedule is booked
On s'en bat les couilles, hein.
in advance.
On s'en bat les couilles.
Cut to the chase, sister. Is he in?
I'm not at liberty to reveal that, officer.
So he hired you for your intelligence?
I find that offensive.
You have every right to.
This is getting us nowhere, miss.
Casino.
Would you like us to return with a warrant?
That won't be necessary, gentlemen. Come into my office.
Eh ben voilà.
You like a cigar? Drink, boys.
Sure, I'll have a scotch.
Biggs!
Putain mais 9000 $ une maison à l'époque. 9000 $. Bon si après si elle explose c'est pas terrible. Mais de 9000 à 10 000 $. C'est typiquement ce qu'on a maintenant à Los Angeles hein, et aux États-Unis. Hein. Ces quartiers empâtés de maisons là.
We're investigating a series of domestic fires, Mr. Monroe.
It's terrible, boys. How can I help?
Oh là là, lui, je sens que...
Elysian Fields and Suburban Redevelopment Fund flyers keep turning up in the vicinity of the fires.
They're turning up all over town, boys. Can you imagine the current demand for housing?
So that's your explanation, Mr. Monroe? Coincidence?
Explanation? Why, what's to explain? I advertise on radio and billboards for buyers, and I advertise for sellers using waybills.
We found a family burnt out in their home. Another house burned to the ground. Another Elysian Fields flyer. Our information is that they didn't want to sell.
Are you saying that's something to do with me? Is that your point?
Point is, every time we find a family barbecued, we find one of your flyers. Is that good advertising?
What do you know about a competition for families to win free vacations to Catalina Island?
My company runs many promotions. I'm not familiar with that one.
Mais quel mytho! Et merci Obi-Wan pour le follow. Il y a un prospectus dans toute la ville,
Level
bâtard.
with me, Mr. Monroe. You know all about the vacation offers.
You can believe whatever you like, son. You're missing the vital ingredient called proof.
Eh oui.
Your face is all over the flyers, Mr. Monroe. You know about the prizes, and you're aware that they get given to holdouts.
My face is the brand. It's on all our advertising. Did you know that the mayor and the chief of police are part of the Suburban Redevelopment Fund? Do you want to accuse them of murder as well? I hope that's all.
Merde. Oh non, j'ai encore des trucs à te dire, toi.
You've made offers to buy houses in areas where fires have been recorded.
Are you suggesting that I'm burning people out of their homes so that I can sell them new ones?
What happens to your plans if a family like the Morellis refuses to sell?
We work around them. Business finds a way. That's the American way.
Le problème, c'est qu'elle a les yeux à moitié fermés, c'est compliqué de voir ses yeux. Mais sa bouche le trahit là.
Come on, Mr. Monroe. You expect me to believe that you would build a new development with one of those old piles smack bang in the center of it?
Progress is an inexorable process, Detective. Those who choose to stand in defiance are usually confined to the wastebasket of history. To answer your question, yes, we would build around them if we had to. Most people see sense.
Il a vraiment une sale gueule, hein. Je l'aime pas lui.
What's Elysian Field's involvement in Rancho Escondido?
One of our latest housing developments. It was due to open on the weekend, or was before the unfortunate conflagration.
It met with building code regulations.
Absolutely. Only the best for our returning heroes.
Oh le mytho. Oh le mytho.
You're lying, Monroe. There's something out of kilter about that development.
Son, I've had enough of you and your fidgety friend. There's no way in hell you can prove that my materials were inferior.
Le ciment qui se casse la gueule. On est les meilleurs flics, qu'est-ce que tu
I'm no
veux?
expert, but I think we'll find that the bricks being used on those houses are undersized and the mortar is faulty.
And there's no wall ties connecting the masonry to the frame.
Every building is built to a budget, boys. Those buildings were inspected and fully insured by California Fire and Life. Investment of that magnitude demands it. Do you think that they'd vouch for the buildings without examining them? The arsonists, do you have any suspects?
We aren't at liberty to say.
I didn't think so. The contractors I use for waybills, do you suppose it could be any of them? I have a list of their names if it'd be of any help.
That would be very helpful, Mr. Monroe.
Glad to hear it. I'm always happy to help the LAPD.
Mm-hmm. Il
My
est louche,
secretary
il est
will
louche.
provide you with that list. Did you know that I'm on the board of the police pension fund?
Oh là 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 là, vous avez vu? C'est vraiment ce côté en mode
Plenty
de...
of help, officers.
What's the story? Any of these names ring a bell?
Chapman. Ben, ça me dit un truc ça.
Herbert Chapman is on this list.
Find the phone. We need to know where we're at with Chapman.
Vous avez pas un téléphone là? Ah bâtard, il a fermé la clé là. Putain. T'as pas un téléphone toi? T'es secrétaire, t'as pas de téléphone? C'est quoi ce bordel? Comment ça? Toi non plus, putain.
The boss is a fine man.
I'm trying to imagine you with a personality.
Ah bah vous avez des téléphones. Je vous pique le vôtre, hein, madame. Hein.
Operator, message for KGPL.
Putting you through now.
Phelps, badge 1247.
How could I help, Detective?
Can you check whether we are still holding a Herbert Chapman?
Let me find out for you. He was released this morning, Detective. I'm sorry, Detective.
Not your fault. Can you give me a last known address and put out an APB on the guy?
I'll get back to you, Detective. APB will go out over KGPL shortly.
Thanks, man.
I love the chase till the minute I'm winning. A beautiful
Bon, maintenant il peut y aller, hein, maintenant.
love for me in it. Give me your heart, and baby I'll bin it. 'Cause I always kill the things I love. Some
Buy me a drink, Cole?
for the
No.
sake of another.
Not even for old time's sake? Not even for that. You're not gonna ask me why I'm here? I wouldn't give you the pleasure. We'll get around to it.
Is something quite other.
She's in fine voice this evening. I wonder how the commander would feel
Save
about...
the threats for someone who cares about them, Roy.
You're breaking my heart, Cole. You know how I feel about you.
C'est lui qui l'a balancé, c'est sûr.
Stay away from Elysian Fields.
I should have known that you were playing errand boy.
You and your doofus partner. You have been warned.
Thanks for your cooperation, officer.
I love you.
Stay away. You have no idea the type of people that are involved in that company.
I have a pretty good idea, Roy. The same kind of people that sent you here.
Your investigation is finished. Homicide will be taking over from here. I've heard we've had a spate of grass fires in the hills that you and that hunchback might be able to handle. Thanks for the drink, Cole.
Quel bâtard, mais quel bâtard!
You get the message about Monroe?
Yeah. Earl delivered it. You?
McKelty. He started making noises about my pension.
Sorry about that, Virgil. I didn't mean to drag you into this.
Save it, Phelps. Monroe's an asswipe. And so was Earl. And so was McKelty when it's all said and done.
Putain, mais même entre flics, ils se font menacer.
11K, go ahead.
11K, the last known address of suspect Herbert Chapman is 650 North Kingsley Drive in Wilshire.
Roger that, KGPL.
Wow.
11K en route.
Putain.
Let's go pick
Je suis en
him
train de
up.
regarder le radar, voir s'il y avait le drapeau qui s'affichait.
Sugarloaf, didn't you?
I did. But I don't like to talk about it.
You come across a guy called Jack Kelso out that way?
You know Jack Kelso?
He's an insurance investigator over at California Fire and Life.
Can you drive to this one?
Putain, je sais pas comment j'ai réussi à éviter le taxi là.
Has Jack spoken to you about his experiences on Sugarloaf? Or the rest of the campaign?
Jack keeps stum just like you do. I know what it feels like to get back from conflict. You gotta respect that.
Quand on revient du feu.
We're looking for Herbert Chapman.
I'm looking for him too. I need him to move his car so I can mow the lawn.
He's definitely not here.
I've been banging on his door off and on for a couple of hours. Yeah, he's out somewhere. Is there some kind of problem?
Let's take a look at the car.
Let's see what he's hauling around.
Ah ah, encore. Putain, mais décidément.
Motive, opportunity, and hard evidence.
Balle perforante quand même, ça rigole pas. Hein. Ça rigole pas.
We should revise the APB. He's clearly armed. Definitely gives him opportunity.
Eh ben, on a notre suspect.
Hold it, Cole. There he is. It's Chapman. He's coming out of the laundromat. Shit. He's seen us.
Cops. Again.
Oula.
Son of a bitch. He must have caught the trolley. We gotta move fast, Cole. I'll call this in. Get some cars dispatched. Car 11K calling KGPL.
Oula.
11K requesting assistance. In pursuit of suspect aboard the 1110 University streetcar. Currently heading east on Melrose Avenue. Advise all units. Suspect is in control of car and driving dangerously.
Roger, 11K. All units, officers need assistance on Melrose Avenue. A suspect aboard the
Bata.
eastbound. Approach with caution. Suspect is in control of the streetcar, driving dangerously. Units to handle code 3 identified.
Stay on his ass, Cole. Don't lose him.
Bah, on risque pas de le perdre, hein. De toute façon, si on le perd, on va juste suivre. Oula.
Look, Cole, the side plate's gone. Get me closer. I think I got a shot here. I need to be closer, Phelps. End of the line, you little prick. Come on, Cole.
Bavure policière.
Looks like we have our man, Cole. Well done.
I'm not so sure.
Et salut des Cassignols. Bienvenue à toi.
There seems to be more to this than a personal vendetta.
What are you talking about?
The fires benefit Elysian in some way. I don't see Chapman and Monroe working together.
You have a point. The evidence is good for Chapman. It's hard to be worrying about his side of the story when he's blasting away with that big 45.
Nice work, gentlemen. Put yourself at considerable risk stopping that trolley and probably saved a lot of lives. Anyone else but you, Phelps, and you'd be up for a bravery award.
Oh putain, c'est un truc de fou. À chaque fois, on lui remet sur le tapis.
As long as I can remember. I couldn't be happier than to wipe him off the scoreboard. I hope this puts to bed that crazy stuff you had going about Leland Monroe. What were you thinking, Phelps? We'll be calling Richard Nixon a crook next.
Putain, ça y est, il vit sa best life, hein. Il vit sa best life.
A letter from Lou. His insurance policy named me beneficiary.
California Fire and Life. You worked for Elysian?
The roof that he was working on collapsed.
It's a very generous settlement. Elsa, I'd like you to do something for me. I think there's something dirty about Elysian Fields.
What has that got to do with Lou?
I want you to reject this settlement. I want you to go and see an investigator named Jack Kelso and ask him to make some inquiries about Lou's case.
Isn't this police work?
Do you want to find out what happened to Lou?
Why would he help, this Kelso?
Jack won't be able to help himself if he smells a rat.
He's a friend of yours?
He hates my guts. Elsa, you could take this money and let them get away with it, or we could get Jack's help and do something about it.
Why not be honest with this man, Cole? He deserves your honesty if you want his help.
Believe me, Elsa, I'd like to level with him. I really would, but it's too late. Years too late.
Mm-hmm. Let's go.
Mr. Kelso?
That's what the sign on the door says, miss.
Ah mais c'est vrai qu'on joue Jack. Bah ouais, les enquêtes incendie ça va vite hein. Putain, 20 000 $. T'imagines à l'époque? À l'époque, une maison c'est 10 000 $. Là, elle gagne 2 maisons là.
I don't accept the
What do you mean you don't accept? I think you're pushing your luck, lady.
Et salut Mani.
It seems to be a ridiculously generous settlement. A $200 policy with a $20,000 payout? You should...
I don't want the money.
What do you mean you don't want the money?
I want you to investigate this case. I feel my friend may have been the victim of foul play.
Okay. Let me get the case file.
Salut Zelt. Le jeu, tu mets une trentaine d'heures. Une trentaine d'heures. Mais c'est un banger hein. Top 5 des jeux Rockstar et pas 5ème hein, je vous le dis hein.
There's got to be more in these files.
Je sais même pas ce qu'il faut faire là. Peut-être top 3 ouais. Mais je comprends pas là. Ah.
Sounds like your friend took a hell of a fall. I'm sorry for your loss. Do you mind if I ask you a couple of questions?
Ouais, je connais bien, mais manque de temps. Ah, collectionneur. Bah, en tant que collectionneur, je comprends. Mais ouais, ouais, très très bon.
What basis do you have for your claim of foul play?
Lou Buckwalter was a craftsman. I don't believe he would have made a roof that would collapse.
C'est vrai qu'elle a des petits airs d'Angelina Jolie, hein, en vrai. Par contre, ses yeux... Elle est très forte pour mentir, hein. Rappelez-vous quand... Moi, je vais mettre un doute.
You want me to reopen this case based on your woman's intuition? That isn't going to happen. Take the money.
I've already told you I do not want the money. There's something wrong with that house.
You and Buckwalter weren't married?
No.
Then how did you become his beneficiary?
We were family friends.
Allemand. L'apprendre allemand bien.
You expect me to reopen this case because you come in here walking that walk? Well, I'm not buying it. I think you should tell me what the hell is going on.
You really want to know?
Yes.
We were interned together on Ellis Island. Resident alien Germans whose parents had been killed by Nazis. Do you see the irony in that, Mr. Kelso? We spent 4 years there.
So the roof collapsed, accidents happen. What exactly are you trying to achieve here, Miss Lichtman?
Exactly what I said. I want that building thoroughly investigated.
Putain, c'est vrai qu'elle a des airs de ouf dans Angelina Jolie en fait. Elle dit la vérité là.
I'm intrigued, Miss Lichtman. I really am. But you're going to have to give me something if you want me to get involved in this.
There is a conspiracy surrounding Elysian Fields and the new houses they are building. I believe your insurance.
Et merci Jace pour le follow. Je t'ai pas follow avec mon compte, c'est fait. Ah mais c'est Jace, ok.
Flimsy.
Bienvenue mon Jace, comment ça va?
I've told you what I know.
Rien à faire, ce jeu reste quand même. Ah mais le jeu il est prodigieux. Hein. Il est prodigieux.
One final question.
Yes.
What's your address?
Is that usual?
Is there anything usual about this case, Ms. Lichtman?
The address is on the letter, Mr. Kelso.
Oh, Kelso, il va faire une Phelps.
Not the phone number.
What the fuck? En fait, c'est Cole qui va se faire tromper. Eh ben, c'est adorable, mon Jace. C'est adorable, merci à toi. Oh là là.
Mr. Benson would like to see
Et merci
you in his
Zelt
office,
pour le
Jack.
follow.
Upstairs.
Et donc oui, dans cette enquête, les amis, on incarne pas Cole, mais Jack. En vrai, un Hale et Noire 2 avec Jack Kelso justement, mais ce serait tellement banger.
What a skunk. Walking out on his wife.
Je pique du nez, je vous dis à toute bonne soirée. Et ben bonne soirée Wolf, merci
yes,
beaucoup.
Jack, I'm just trying out a new putter. I noticed Elsa Lichtman in the lobby.
It's the weirdest thing, Mr. Benson.
Call me Curtis, Jack. This is California.
Like I said, Curtis, this is a very strange case.
How so, Jack?
That lady, Elsa Lichtman, is refusing a 20 grand payout.
Elsa Lichtman is hardly a lady, Jack. She's a jazz musician. Plays at the Blue Room in Hollywood. She has a fine pair of lungs, now that I think
She's
of
the
it.
beneficiary of this guy, Lou Buckwalter. He was killed in an industrial accident working for Elysian Fields Developments. You know Elysian?
I'm familiar with Leland Monroe. We move in similar circles.
Well, Ms. Lichtman is making some pretty serious accusations. She says the case stinks and that
She's a
something
very
happened.
highly strung girl, Jack. Strung out might be a better way to put it.
It's a pretty generous payment, Curtis. I think I should look into it.
Is there anything wrong with the paperwork, Kelso?
No, there isn't, Mr. Benson.
I didn't think so. Pay the case out and get her off our backs.
I can't make her take the money,
Deal
sir.
with it, Jack. Do your fucking job. Do I have to do everything?
No, sir, you don't.
Fine, Jack. Fine.
Louche. C'est louche.
You know I have the greatest confidence in you.
Thanks, Mr. Benson.
Your car, Mr. Kelso.
Thanks, kid.
Ah, nickel ça. Nickel ça. Petit trajet rapide. Ah, bon, on y est allé avec Cole ici. Allez. Ça par contre, pour la lecture des indices et des enquêtes, c'est long.
That's not how my pop taught me to mix it. Someone is cutting corners.
Ordre de démolition.
Bulldozing and starting again.
Aucun retard ne sera toléré.
Leland Monroe, the man with the grin. Looks like he doesn't like to be disappointed.
Hey! You just can't be walking around down here.
I'm Jack Kelso, from California Fire and Life.
I don't care if you're from the Vatican. Buzz off.
I'm investigating the accidental death of a Lou Buckwalter.
Mais c'était pas celui qui nous avait...
Do I have to beat on you?
Looks like you do.
Ouf.
I came to see the house where Lou Buckwalter
Oh, ça a pas duré longtemps.
You were just about to offer to show me the way.
It's out the gate and 3 houses down on the left. Don't know what you're looking for, smart guy. There's nothing there.
Then I'll poke around in the rubble.
Fine. As long as you're out of my sight.
La petite musique qui va bien. Là c'est la version console. Je suis sur PS5, enfin, sur le jeu PS4 mais en rétro-compatible PS5. Alors... Ah.
Let's try to piece this together.
Keystone Films? Who gets their lumber from a film studio?
Putain mais c'est... Ah mais c'est le mec...
Son of a bitch!
Oh il est énervé lui hein. Voilà.
Oh shit!
Ah merde mais... Quoi? L'ambiance est dingue et les persos restent très bien faits, surtout pour l'époque, une révolution, la motion capture comme ça les faisait. Ah mais tout est affolant dans ce jeu. Tout est banger, tout est... Et comment je fais pour viser puisque...
Son of a bitch!
What the fuck? Mais comment ça il est juste là? Comment ça il est juste là? C'est quoi ce bordel? Il a mis la nitro sur son bordel ou quoi? Mais il est taré ce mec!
Son of a bitch! Oh shit!
Sorry, pal.
Ah bah voilà!
We were starting to get on.
Ah mais là, il voulait vraiment me... Ah mais je l'ai buté? Ok. Bah attendez, le téléphone il est loin. Ah il y a un téléphone là-bas. La petite anecdote qui est sympa aussi, c'est que dans la ville de Los Angeles, il reste 1 ou 2 téléphones comme ça de la police. Et c'est mon amie Melinda de BFM qui me l'a dit quand j'étais à Los Angeles et que je tournais Welcome to LA Noire. Et je l'ai pas trouvé, putain. J'aurais trop voulu le trouver pour le mettre dans le documentaire. Mais voilà.
Jack Kelso, California Fire and Life Investigator. I need an address on the Keystone Film Company.
The address is 658 North Wilton Place. Is there anything else?
No, thank you, ma'am.
Je crois pas qu'en plus, en fait, on est obligé de le tuer.
Can't we talk about this?
Par contre, le mec qui le bute, il appelle pas les flics ni rien, on bat les couilles, on le laisse sur le bulldozer, mort. Chris aime les bavures. C'est un peu notre spécialité. C'est un petit peu notre spécialité.
Hi, Mac. I work for California Fire and Life. I'm looking into an industrial accident. Here? No, not here. At a housing development over on Normandy Avenue.
Normandy Avenue. Vive la
I found
France.
some lumber over there had the Keystone name printed on it.
We've been closed since 41. Never quite made the transition to talkies. The Suburban Redevelopment Fund are pulling the place down.
Know anything about the Suburban Redevelopment Fund?
Nix.
Mind if I take a look around?
I'm kind of hungry. If someone was to leave a couple of bucks here, I might wander down the street and get a cup of coffee.
Is there a key to the gate?
No. The only guys who go in or out are some delivery guys from Elysian Fields. They're working on a housing development over at Wilton and Santa Monica.
Santa Monica.
Let's see what the rich and powerful have to say for themselves.
The reel should be nearby.
Qu'est-ce que... Ça me débloque pas un indice, ça? Ça me débloque pas un indice? Il y a bien des trucs à trouver là. Il y a bien des trucs à trouver.
Let's That's one way to keep your costs down. Too bad it won't support a roof.
Mais il est où l'indice? Ah.
So this is where their lumber comes from?
Le cheval. Ça me stresse. Ah. Ah ben voilà, putain.
In a great day for the future of Los Angeles, civic leaders and businessmen joined forces to launch the Suburban Redevelopment Fund. The Suburban Redevelopment Fund pledges to speed up housing development for returning GIs.
Gentlemen, this is Dr. Harlan Fontaine.
Non mais le docteur Fontaine, c'était sûr. Hein.
Our latest investor in the Suburban Redevelopment Fund. Doctor, this is Curtis Benson. He's Vice President of the California Fire and Life.
Pleased to meet you, Doctor.
Ray Gordon, editor of the Times. Doctor. District Attorney Donald Sandler and Police Chief Warren.
Gentlemen, I am delighted to be in such exalted company. You're making quite a name for yourself, Doctor, amongst the thespian fraternity. I find that those of artistic temperament are often of a fragile mental disposition. It's a short step from miscreant.
Ah, c'est un peu tout le gratin de Los Angeles de l'époque. Hein.
But I think we could all agree that the City of Angels does rather well basking in the reflection of the motion picture industry.
Hear, hear. And it's something that every sucker getting off a train at Union Station wants a part of. Gentlemen, we're here to sell the American dream, and Hollywood is our greatest advertiser.
So, how is your new development selling, Leland?
Cannot throw them up fast enough, Ray.
And that's part of the problem, Leland. Washington is receiving steady complaints. There's a clamor for public housing.
God damn it, Ray. Public housing is tantamount to communism. Now that's why we fought this goddamn war. I'm telling you, it's Reds via the back door.
You can't have it both ways, Leland. The new freeways are being built to service all your developments out in the boondocks. They're all being built with government money. The GI Bill is government money.
There's a difference.
What difference?
The GI money ends up in my pocket.
I hope you mean our pockets, Leland. We're all investors.
Of course, Curtis. So, when will the freeway bond be passed on?
It still has to be ratified. It takes a long time to raise $3 billion.
I need to find a game well or a telephone.
Donc en gros là on a juste la preuve en fait qu'il y a de la magouille. Là, c'est servi sur un plateau d'argent. Mais bien entendu, comme c'est tous des pourris et des hommes puissants.
Operator, I'd be glad if you'd put me through to police dispatch.
Putting you through now.
This is Jack Kelso, investigator for California Fire and Life. Can you put me through to Curtis Benson, please?
Just a moment, please, Mr. Kelso.
Jack, how can I help?
Do you know anything about the Suburban Redevelopment Fund, Mr. Benson?
I've heard of them, Jack. Building new homes for GIs.
With green lumber that was used on movie sets.
Jack, are you working the Buckwalter case?
Mr. Benson, are you part of the Suburban Redevelopment Fund?
Jack, I want you to listen very clearly. Call Miss Lichtman. Call her as soon as you hang up. Arrange to see her tonight and get her to agree to the settlement. Do it tonight. Do you hear me?
Yes, sir.
End of story, Jack. I don't want to hear another word about Elsa Lichtman or Lou Buckwalter.
Putain, c'est un
Can you
truc de
put
fou.
me through to Michigan 221?
Putting the call through.
Hello?
Ms. Lichtman, it's Jack Kelso.
Yes, Mr. Kelso.
I've been looking into your case.
Yes, and what have you found?
It doesn't look good. I need to see you.
Meet me at the Blue Room. I work there tonight. I take a break around 9. I'll be waiting at the stage door. We can talk then. Auf Wiedersehen, Mr. Kelso.
Thanks.
Ça sent la magouille. Ça sent la magouille. Ce petit Cole.
And don't suppose I'll make a plea, 'cause baby, you know I'm guilty.
La mise en scène, elle est incroyable. Enfin, ce jeu, il est... C'est pépite, c'est banger, c'est... Jouer à Elle est Noire, les amis. Qu'est-ce qu'il va faire, ce fou?
What were you doing with him?
I was doing what you asked.
I didn't ask you to meet him in an alleyway.
Why do you snarl at me? Your friend came to ask me to accept the insurance.
He's not my friend, Elsa.
I think he's a brave man, and you have placed him in great danger. You've involved him in something, and he has no idea of the risk. Can you live with that, Cole?
Elsa, I need his help, and he hates my guts.
Forget the past, Cole. He deserves a chance to say no. If he helps you, let it be on his terms.
I'll go see him in the morning.
Voilà, on se calme, comme on se calme, on se calme. Et salut les Ligti 28. Avec le petit panneau Hollywoodland là au fond là. T'es meilleur quand tu es comme ça. Bah merci, c'est adorable. Ça fait super plaisir, merci à toi. Alors... Il est serein quand même parce que bon, il y a un toit qui s'est effondré. Il y a un toit qui s'est effondré et là il y va tranquillement.
You lose something, Mac?
I thought these private eye types were all wise guys with smart mouths.
Looks like the snappy repartee has all dried up.
Get on with it.
What's your hurry, Mac? You got some place to go?
You ever do the cat and mouse routine without a gun in your hand?
Now that's more like it. Let's put a few packs in that side. Time for you to lose some teeth.
All right, let's go.
Mais pourquoi il esquive pas? Voilà. Bon bah, coup dur. Coup dur. Je regarde tes vidéos depuis Rockstar depuis 2 ans, c'est bien, mais esquive vraiment, t'es incroyable. Bah écoute, c'est adorable, ça fait trop plaisir. Ça fait trop plaisir et bah écoute, t'arrives au bon moment, hein, parce que là, avec l'année qui nous attend, va y en avoir des vidéos, hein, dont une dimanche là. Il y en a une bonne grosse qui arrive dimanche là. En tout cas, merci à toi, c'est adorable, ça fait super plaisir. Ça fait super plaisir. Hello Jonathan. Ah bah une trentaine d'heures, hein, elle est noire. Là on arrive à la fin. Hein.
Sure, he turned up all right. He's wishing he didn't. He's in the trunk. He's going nowhere. The boys introduced themselves. What do you want done with him, Mr. Monroe?
Ah putain, c'est l'élan de Monroe.
Yeah, I know a good place.
Putain, le bâtard.
Pick up a shovel and a pick on the way. It's up in the hills behind Griffith Park. We'll deal with that German bitch next.
Putain.
Elsa.
Sorry, pal. Desperate times.
Oh, putain, c'était eux ça aussi? Eh merde.
Woo! Woohoo! Gotta drop.
Faut pas trop casser pour les missions 5 étoiles là. C'est bon, je les ai dégagés là. De toute façon, chez Elsa, il y a Cole. Bah c'est l'accélère là. On se remet un petit peu d'eau sur le visage, on sait jamais, hein. C'est une charmante demoiselle. Sur un malentendu, hein. Il perd pas le nord, le Jack, hein. Ça serait trop drôle que ce soit Cole qui ouvre. Ah bah non.
So you're still carrying that Army 45, Cole.
For God's sake, Cole! Call an ambulance!
Ah mon dieu, ça s'arrête là. Ça s'arrête là. Et faudra donc attendre vendredi, les amis, pour avoir la suite. Et savoir ce qui se passe avec Jack. Avec Jack. Avec Jack, avec Cole, avec tout le monde. Ça finit un peu en mode suspense, là. Ça finit un peu en mode suspense. Vendredi, dernier live sur Elle est Noire, les amis. Vu où on en est, là, je peux vous le dire que vendredi, c'est la fin. Et donc, voilà. J'espère en tout cas que vous kiffez Elle est Noire. Je sais qu'il y en a beaucoup qui découvrent. Et du coup, bah, j'espère vraiment que vous kiffez. J'espère vraiment que vous kiffez. Hop, je vais éteindre ici comme ça. Hop là. Comme ça, personne sera spoilé et personne... voilà, tout le monde aura les informations. Mais du coup, voilà. GG, incroyable. À la fin, je me rappelle que ça va être quelque chose. Ah, la fin de Elle est Noire, ouais, c'est du Rockstar, hein. C'est du Rockstar, donc tous leurs jeux sont bangers, tous leurs jeux sont incroyables. Donc voilà, et ça fera un jeu Rockstar de plus terminé, hein. Un jeu Rockstar de plus terminé. Je rappelle, hein, pour ceux qui n'étaient pas là, à partir de la semaine prochaine, il y a 3 nouveaux jeux qui vont être attaqués sur la chaîne. The Getaway, Mafia 2, Uncharted 2, ça va être les jeux un petit peu du mois de novembre et du mois de novembre, n'importe qui se raconte moi, du mois de janvier et du mois de février. Et donc voilà, et Mafia 2 quel giga banger, hein. Mafia 2 quel giga banger. On avait fait le premier, on avait fait le remake en mai dernier. Là on fait Mafia 2 et je pense que juste avant la sortie de All Country, on fera bien entendu Mafia 4, enfin Mafia 3 je veux dire, avant la sortie de All Country. Je suis fatigué, ça y est, hein. J'ai pas beaucoup dormi aujourd'hui les amis, mais en tout cas voilà, c'est la fin du live, hein, tranquillement, puisque du coup, ouais, un petit peu fatigué là, pas beaucoup dormi, j'ai comme je vous dis, j'ai fait des travaux jusqu'à 6h du matin cette nuit, donc un petit peu fatigué, et du coup, on va se laisser là tranquillement. On se retrouve vendredi soir pour le dernier live de Elle est Noire. Pas de peur de Mafia 4, mais non, j'ai fait une vidéo aujourd'hui, hein, je vous rappelle, hein, sur Mafia. Mais là, c'est sur ma chaîne perso, puisque ça a été beaucoup demandé. Que je parle un petit peu de jeux vidéo hors Rockstar. Et ben, je vous rappelle que j'ai lancé les vidéos. La série L'Expresso du JV, vous pouvez le retrouver ici. Premier épisode, c'était lundi sur la Switch 2. Et donc là, le deuxième épisode, c'est sur Mafia. Et donc n'hésite pas à aller la voir. Legit, tu verras. Je t'explique pourquoi, au contraire, il ne faut pas être inquiet par ça. Parce que personnellement, je pense que c'est une très bonne chose qu'il ne soit pas en open world. Donc voilà. Sur cela, les amis, c'est tout pour moi. Ça va être l'heure d'aller tranquillement me coucher, faire dodo, je suis fatigué. J'espère que vous avez passé une bonne soirée. Passez en tout cas une bonne fin de soirée, passez une bonne nuit. On se retrouve directement sur mes réseaux sociaux. Pareil, hein, pour me suivre de partout les amis, point d'exclamation, réseau. Comme ça, vous pourrez me suivre de partout et ne rien rater de tout cela. Et puis voilà, sur cela les amis, je vous souhaite une très bonne soirée, une bonne fin de nuit. Et puis à très bientôt.